بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم قال الله تعالى كل نفس ذائقة الموت وإنما توفون أجوركم يوم القيامة فمن زحزح عن النار وأدخل الجنة فقد فاز وما الحياة الدنيا إلا متاع الغرور أما بعد Alhamdulillah, Allah has blessed us with an opportunity to worship Him and we praise Him for that. We praise Him regardless. We send our salutations upon Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and we try our best to make use of this opportunity that Allah has given us to secure our place in Jannah and to save ourselves from the fire of Jahannam. We know that one thing is guaranteed for us, and that is that we will die and we will be resurrected, we will be questioned, and we will be admitted into either Jannah or Jahannam. This is a fact, a guarantee. And it's important that we prepare properly for our death, because our death can be of three different ways. We have different ways that we can die, we have different ways that we'll be resurrected, and we have different ways that we'll be rewarded or punished. So let's look at, for example, the case of if we were to die as a good believer. If we die as a good believer, then Allah will take our soul. He will tell the angel of death to come to take our soul, and the angel of death will come in a calm manner. He will take our soul as if it's like, for example, a bottle or a jug. If it's finished and you just tip it upside down and you see that little droplet trickle down, that's the way the soul will come out of the body. Just that similar sort of manner. Gently, effortlessly, with ease, it'll just come naturally out of the body. And it will be wrapped in a white shroud, and it will ascend up with the angels, with a beautiful, beautiful smell. It will have such a beautiful smell that as it's ascending and it's going through to the different heavens, they can't pass through the heavens until other angels have granted permission. So when it gets to the gates of the first heaven, the angels will smell this smell. The angels guarding the gates will smell this smell, and they'll say, "Who is this beautiful? What is this beautiful smell?" And the angels will say, the angels carrying the soul will say, "This is so and so." The best names that you can use to describe that person, they will use the best names. They will say the best things about you while your soul is being taken up. And then you enter through until your soul has ascended. And when your body is in the grave, then the soul will be returned to the grave, to the body in the grave. And the time in the grave will be so short. It'll be maybe the time that you spend praying 2 rakats of nafil. That's how long the time will feel like. And you'll be accompanied by a beautiful companion, a male companion, shining bright, a bright light. And it'll be a very short, very pleasant experience. And you'll be questioned, you'll be asked about who your Lord is, who this man that was sent to you is, or your religion. You'll be asked all of these questions. And you won't be able to answer anything, through your mouth or anything. No, Allah has taken that ability from you now. Now your body is the one that will talk. Whether you want to say anything, no. You only, what Allah has decided for your body to say, that's what you will say. And this good believer will say, when they're asked, who is your Lord? They will say Allah. When they're asked, what is your religion? They will say Islam. And when they're asked, who is this man that was sent to you? And there'll be some sort of image of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they will say Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then they'll be shown Jahannam. And they'll be shown, this is where you would have been if you were bad. If you were someone who sinned and you were a disbeliever, you would have gone here. But because you were good, you obeyed Allah, you did the right stuff, you will be going to Jannah. And then they'll be shown Jannah as well. And then, when it's time to be resurrected, they will be resurrected. They will be under the shade of Allah's arsh, and they will be comfortable. They will still be, a little bit nervous, just how, for example, you can practice all you want for an exam. There's always that kind of nerve that you have. They'll still have a little bit of it, but they'll be a lot more comfortable than, let's say, someone who hasn't prepared for it at all. And then they'll receive their book of good deeds. They'll receive their book of good deeds in their right hand, and they'll willingly take it. You know, for example, when you graduate and you walk along the stage, you know, and they give you the piece of paper, and you willfully accept it. You're happy to accept it because you're proud of your achievement. You'll take it with your right hand, you know, and you'll be happy, and you know it'll be good. You know, everything that'll be there will be good stuff. And when it comes to crossing the sirat, you know, as you progress through the day, the believers will cross the sirat with ease, with speed and with ease. It'll be a bridge so thin, so fine, finer than a hair, and it'll be above the fire of Jahannam. The fire of Jahannam will be underneath, and the bridge will be on top, just finer than a hair. And you will cross it with ease until you enter Jannah, until you get to the gates of Jannah. And then from there, you know, you will have the pleasure of, you know, experiencing the smell of Jannah, the beauty of, you know, how amazing Allah's reward is for you. And then you will enter, and everything will be amazing. And for those that have done even more, لِلَّذِينَ أَحْسَنُوا الْحُسْنَى وَزِيَادَةً. What is ziyada? Al-husna is used to refer to Jannah, and ziyada is used to refer to seeing or experiencing Allah. That's for those who do good, those who are the best of the best. They will have the pleasure of meeting with Allah. And this is something we should all strive for. Because on the contrary, actually not quite on the contrary, what if you're a bad believer? Let's talk about what if you're a bad believer, and let's talk about if you're a complete disbeliever. What happens to these people? If you're a bad believer, then when your soul is taken away, it won't be taken away with ease. You know, depending on how you are, there might be some resistance, some sort of struggle. Eventually the soul will be taken by the angel of death. And then, depending on how you are, there'll be some sort of smell, something to identify you. It won't be amazing, won't be terrible either. Just be like some sort of smell. And as you ascend, as your soul ascends, while your body is in the grave, your soul will be returned back to the body in the grave. And depending on how you are, you may have difficulty answering the questions. You will answer the questions correctly. Allah will ask you, or the angels will ask you, who is your Lord? What is your religion? Who is this prophet that was sent to you? They will ask the same questions. But this time, this person might not be able to answer with ease. They might be struggling to answer. They might be stuttering. They won't know definitively what to say. But they will say it eventually. They will say it. And then they'll be resurrected. And they will have a tough time. They will have a tough time when they're resurrected. They'll be running, they'll be screaming. They'll be ashamed of all of the sins that they've done. They'll be ashamed of everything that they've done. Everything. يَوْمَئِذٍ تُعْرَضُونَ لَا تَخْفَى مِنْكُمْ خَافِيَةٌ. Everything will be visible for everyone to see. Nothing will be concealed on that day. Everyone will know everything. And then, when this person, you know, who has sinned so much, you know, on this day, they may receive intercession from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allah may forgive them and Allah may grant them Jannah, or Allah may send them to Jahannam for a certain amount of time for them to be purified, and then eventually they will enter Jannah because of the fact that they believed in Allah alone. They died upon Tawheed. This will be enough for them to enter Jannah. And none of us want to be in that situation. It's very possible that we can be in that situation, and we should stay clear away from that. But what about the disbeliever? What about the one who defiantly just rejects Allah? For this person, when the angel of death comes to take their soul, he won't come in a calm manner. He'll be, very aggressive. That the soul will be taken away. Like, for example, if you have a wet wool and you have thorns from some sort of plant, and you try and rip and you tear apart the wool with the thorns of the plant, it'll be quite rough. And that's how the disbeliever soul will be taken from the body. And then it'll be wrapped in a dirty cloth. And the soul will be taken. And as it's taken, it will be from the cloth, they'll emanate a very stench, foul smell. There'll be a horrible smell. The angels that are guarding the gates, they'll say, "Who is this? What is this horrible smell? What is this disgusting smell?" And the angels will describe this person as this person who did this and this, whatever you did, with the worst of names possible to describe you, they will name you as such. They will name this person as such. And then, when the soul is returned to the grave, this person will see the punishment of the grave. They will see the punishment of the grave. Allah will punish them. Allah will bring the grave closer and closer so that their ribs will start crushing into each other until they overlap. And then this punishment will repeat itself again and again and again. And then they will be made, that they will have a companion, not a very pleasant companion, someone that will, torture them and scare them. And they will be asked the questions: who is your Lord? What is your religion? Who is this man that was sent to you? And they will stutter, they will shake, and they'll say, I don't know. They won't be able to say anything. On that day, وَقَالُوا لِجُلُودِهِمْ لِمَ شَهِدْتُمْ عَلَيْنَا قَالُوا أَنْطَقَنَا اللَّهُ الَّذِي أَنْطَقَ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ وَهُوَ خَلَقَكُمْ أَوَّلَ مَرَّةٍ وَإِلَيْهِ تُرْجَعُونَ. You won't be able to say whatever you want to say. You might think, it's so easy. I know all of the answers to these questions. You can spend hours revising these, like how you'd revise for a normal test. It's not the same. It's not the same. You will say, I don't know. And then afterwards, when that soul is resurrected, the soul will be in panic. It will receive its book of deeds. It will be ashamed of receiving its book of deeds. You know how the good soul will receive the book of deeds, willfully, happily with its right hand. The bad soul will be ashamed. They'll be taking it with their left hand behind their back, like, just pass it, please. They'll be ashamed of it. They'll be ashamed. They don't want to show anyone all of the bad deeds that they've done. And then they'll be questioned. They'll be answerable to Allah. And the day will feel like 50,000 years as in our 50,000 years. One day. And then when it comes to the crossing of the Sirat, whereas they cross the Sirat, they will fall into Jahannam. They'll be forced to cross the Sirat. Imagine you have a tiny, tiny bridge and everyone's being forced. No, you have to go through the bridge. You have to go over the bridge. You don't have a choice. The believers will fly through. They'll make it all the way to Jannah. But the disbelievers, they'll be made to go and they'll definitely fall. They'll fall into the pits of Jahannam. And from there, they'll stay there and they'll experience the punishment. لا يخفف عنهم العذاب ولا هم ينصرون ولا هم ينظرون. They won't be helped at all. The punishment won't be lightened. They won't be reduced. They'll be there. They'll be there scared. They'll call out to the angel, that is guarding Jahannam. Ya Malik, liyaqdi alayna rabbuk. That make this punishment less. Make it easy. And then the angel will say, إِنَّكُمْ مَاكِثُونَ لَقَدْ جِئْنَاكُمْ بِالْحَقِّ وَلَكِنَّ أَكْثَرَكُمْ لِلْحَقِّ كَارِهُونَ. That you're here to stay. You're here to stay in Jahannam. Yeah, the truth was presented to you, and you decided to go against it. You didn't want to listen to it, and that's the outcome of such a person, where the food that they will be having will be fruits from the tree of Zaqqum. A very horrible tree where the fruits are like the heads of devils. And as they eat it, it will fill their belly and it will burn their bellies. It will burn their bellies from inside. They'll be roasted inside. And they'll be made to eat it because there's nothing else to eat. And as they eat it, there won't be any enjoyment, any satisfaction of anything. You'll just be constantly burning yourself. And for a drink, they'll get scalding water, boiling water, and pus and blood to drink. And They'll be made, taste this, ذُقْ إِنَّكَ أَنْتَ الْعَزِيزُ الْكَرِيمُ. They'll be made to taste the punishment. And as their bodies are experiencing this punishment and their skins are being roasted and they're being burnt away, كُلَّمَا نَضِجَتْ جُلُودُهُمْ بَدَّلْنَاهُمْ جُلُودًا غَيْرَهَا لِيَذُوقُوا الْعَذَابِ. That it'll come back again. Their skin that's been burnt away will come back again, just for the sake of them being able to experience the punishment again, and then again, and again, and again. This is something that will continue. And it's something that we should be very, very scared of, because right now we have Iman. We have Iman, we have belief in Allah, and we are all doing the right thing by coming to the masjid for Salatul Jumu'ah. But how many Muslims are out there that don't come for Salatul Jumu'ah? How many people are out there that don't believe in Islam? These will be the outcomes of such people. And the outcome of the people here and in the other masajid around the world, inshallah, we hope that it will be where our soul comes and trickles out effortlessly, and will ascend through Jannah and have the pleasure of seeing Allah eventually. But this is a very real and this is inevitable. This is inevitable. It's something that there's no avoiding. There's no way of hiding away from this. There's no way of trying to get around it and find a loophole. No, it's guaranteed. One of these options is guaranteed to happen to you. And it's important that we prepare for our death. We prepare. We set things right. Anything that we've done wrong, anything that we haven't done to the best of our abilities, anything that we know we're slacking in, we need to make tawbah, we need to make a genuine effort to be better. We need to make a genuine effort to live our lives the way that Allah has told us to, the way that Rasulullah has instructed us to. This is how we'll be able to be among those that get to experience ease at our time of death, in the grave, on Yawm al-Qiyamah, and in the hereafter in Jannah. We don't want to be like those that are punished, because you've all heard now how it is for someone that's punished. It's a terrible, terrible outcome, and it's something we should stay well clear from. Even if it's something small that you do, but it's something small and regular that you do, it's better than you doing one grand thing one day and you don't do anything at all. For example, you want to instill a habit, and you do one thing, one new thing you've done, and you went a whole week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks doing it. Okay, that's very good. Incorporate another one now. Now do 2 good habits. Now maybe after that becomes a habit, drop one of your bad habits. Do more good. It doesn't have to be sudden. It doesn't have to be, oh, I did one thing and that's it. No. Do something gradual. Something that you gradually turn into a habit, but do it consistently. And drop your bad habits, one by one. Drop them one by one, and you'll see, over the course of a year, you'll be a completely different person. A year is not that long. A year is really not that long. And you'll see, you've actually become such a better person. You didn't used to speak badly about certain people. You didn't used to lie. You stopped doing, watching bad things and wasting time and listening to music. Now you read Quran. Now you give to charity. Now you attend the masjid regularly every day. Now you do this. Now you do that. You'll see you've actually turned into a much better person. And how did you do it? You just did one new thing differently every month, for example, and you did it consistently. Every one of us is capable of this, and every one of us can do this. So we ask Allah to make it easy for us. We ask Allah to help us prepare for death in the best way, so that we can be resurrected, receiving the book of deeds in our right hands, so that we can enter Jannah with ease, and so that we can have the pleasure of meeting Allah, and so that we are saved from the punishment of the Jahannam, the punishment of the Akhirah, and we're saved from the punishment of the grave, and the punishments on Yawm al-Qiyamah. And we ask Allah to give us the best of outcomes possible. Ameen wa akhiru da'wana and alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.